I'm Helen Fisher, and I'm the Global Gender Persecution Specialist for Open Doors International. 2020 was a terribly difficult year for all of us. We were able to see how the pandemic made the vulnerable even more vulnerable around the world. Open Doors World Watch research has discovered an alarming trend in gender-specific religious persecution. This year's #1 pressure point for women that increased in intensity during COVID is forced marriage. The effects of forced marriage are devastating, especially in cultures where sexual purity is tied to family honor. Forced marriage targets real people with real stories, like the story of Lucina. Lucina is a 19-year-old young woman from South Asia, and she dreamed of becoming a doctor one day. But that all changed in 2020 when extremists threatened Lucina's father, Boutros, because of his Christian faith. At first, the extremists threatened Boutros directly. When direct attacks on him didn't stop Boutros, the extremists targeted his daughter. So it was that at 9 a.m. one morning, Lucina was walking home after a tutoring session. A girl named Gadara pulled up in a taxi beside Lucina. Gadara started a conversation about their studies and offered Lucina a ride home. When Lucina got into the taxi, she saw a few unknown men. But Gadara quickly offered Lucina some tea and cakes, a sign that she was an honored guest. But unfortunately, after Lucina ate the tea and cakes, she fell into a deep sleep. When Lucina woke up hours later, she was locked in a bedroom. Sexual violence, trafficking, and forced marriage are regularly weaponized against Christian women and girls to inflict persecution on minority Christian communities. Lucina cried out for help, but Gadara shouted back, "You're never going home. You're married to my brother now." While the rest of us around the world were in COVID lockdowns, Lucina was also locked down, but as a prisoner in someone else's home, repeatedly raped in a false marriage. Months went by. Lucina's pleas for freedom fell on deaf ears. Then, lockdown was lifted in the region, and Gadara and her brother finally went out for a short while. This gave Lucina the opportunity she had been waiting for. She carefully snuck out of her room and found a cell phone. Lucina called her sister for help and gave her the address. Her father, Boutros, rushed to the police station, and the police were able to find Lucina. She was in a terrible condition, malnourished, mistreated, abused. Soon after, she discovered that she was pregnant and was devastated. Lucina still dreams of being a doctor, but her future is uncertain. Today, Lucina asks for your prayers for her protection and future. Lucina's story represents thousands of Christian women who are forced into marriages as a form of extreme persecution every year. As the Church, we're called to shed light on this tragic injustice. Join us and stand with your persecuted family. Visit Open Doors to learn more about gender-specific religious persecution, how it affects the Church, and how you can help.